Amy? Where the hell are you? Terry is looking all over for you. Have you forgotten that it's the day you leave on your honeymoon? What's going on? Where are you? I got a call from him after you disappeared after the wedding ceremony. Nobody could get in touch with you. Everyone's been worried. What happened? Are you in trouble or something?
Hey, Emma, what's up? I was just going to contact you.
Amy? Are you okay?
You know what? Really weird saying this, but yesterday after the wedding, you won't believe who I ran into. This is fate. It has to be.
Ran into someone? Fate? What are you talking about?
Yeah, found a guy way better than my husband. I never thought I would see him again, but what do you know? He appeared before my very eyes right after the wedding.
What are you talking about?
Well, I'll give it to you straight. Your husband was someone I always had a crush on, so I went ahead and did it with him.
Wait a sec. My husband? What are you talking about? I did tell you that I divorced him 3 years ago because he cheated on me, right? Don't you remember?
Huh?
So I'm single now, living alone, no husband. Who is this guy you're talking about?
Come on, Emma, you know who I'm talking about. That person I always had a super crush on, you know, Brad. You do remember Brad, right?
This is the first I'm hearing about this crush of yours.
When I heard you guys got married, I was in shock for days. I thought it was the end of the world. If you guys had a wedding and I was invited, man, I don't even want to think about it. I would have made a scene.
You're talking about Brad. That Brad? My ex-husband? Like, I said we split up 3 years ago.
Oh yeah? Well, then that means Brad is single.
I have no idea what he's doing. I haven't seen or talked to him in years.
Yes, things are really looking up for me now. I better hurry up and divorce my husband Terry. And do it quick!
Let's get one thing straight, Amy. About what Brad is up to now, I have no idea what he's doing. Like I said, I haven't heard from him in years since we divorced.
Yeah, well, if you were still married, I would ask that you guys get divorced. But one thing is for sure, we definitely did it last night, which forever unites us.
Hold it a second, Amy. What are you saying? You just got married yesterday and you've already slept with another guy? And you're supposed to be on your way to your honeymoon today. Do you even realize what you're doing, Amy? This is screwed up. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. I know that I'm probably the happiest girl in the world right now.
You really don't get it, do you?
Come on, Emma. Don't go spoiling everything. Why wreck a good thing?
I'm telling you, Amy, this is totally screwed up. What the hell are you going to do about Terry, your new husband? What are you planning on telling him?
Emma, you're not listening to me. Oh, I get it. You still got a thing for Brad. Is that it? No way you're getting him back. He's mine and that's final.
Excuse me?
You've been real persistent about this, trying to talk me out of it. That's it, right? You want it back.
Are you crazy, Amy? Anybody in their right mind would stop this nonsense. I'll say it again. You just got married yesterday. You leave on your honeymoon today.
Yeah, just as I thought. Here, jealousy. I didn't think you were the jealous type, Emma.
What are you talking about?
Now I kind of understand how Brad felt about you. You're actually still in love with him, right? I'm right, aren't I? You were looking for the right opportunity to get back together with him. That's the truth, isn't it? Come on, admit it, Emma. It's so obvious.
I beg your pardon? I don't have the slightest interest in him. I mean, zero. Why would you even think that?
Yeah, you can deny it all you want. But I'm telling this to you for your own good. Brad is mine. And don't you forget it.
I can't seem to get through to you, Amy. There's no use talking to you. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to explain all this to Terry. You're okay with that? You do what you're saying, there's no avoiding a divorce, and today's honeymoon, that's gonna be canceled. This is all you're doing, Amy. There is no turning back. You do realize that, don't you?
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Besides, it won't be any fun going on a honeymoon with someone you don't even love, right? What I want to do right now is just stay at this hotel with Brad for a few more nights. And how can I put this? You know, affairs of the heart kind of thing. Sorry about this, Emma. I knew you wanted to get back together with Brad. I know. Green with envy, right? But this is fate. It just can't be helped.
Like I keep telling you, I have no interest whatsoever with Brad. I divorced the guy 3 years ago. Haven't you heard a word I said?
Please. No hard feelings, okay?
Oh, dear God. You're really not listening. I give up.
Hello, Emma. Thanks for the info about, you know.
Yeah, no problem, Terry. How are you holding up? Apparently Amy is having an affair with my ex-husband. We divorced more than 3 years ago. I have nothing to do with him, but all the same, I really feel bad about it.
Oh no. Please, I understand completely. Evidently, Brad was invited to the wedding on my side of the family. But it seems nobody knew you guys used to be married. We're to blame for this too. We should have checked everyone's background a bit more. Sorry for that.
Oh, please, don't apologize. I'm fine. I'm more concerned about you. What do you plan to do moving forward?
Yes, that's what I was contacting you about. Regarding the divorce. That's final, but what I'm more concerned about is Brad. It's kind of complicated.
What's the problem?
Well, evidently, Brad has been married for about a year now.
Oh, yeah? So he remarried, huh?
Yes, and her maiden name is Conway. Joan Conway.
Excuse me, that Joan Conway? You're kidding, right?
I thought you'd be surprised.
Yeah, I get where you're at. This is complicated. Sure not going to end well, that's for certain.
Hey, Emma. Are you there? If you are, please pick up. I don't know what I'm going to do. I just found out that Brad is already married. His wife. You won't believe who it is. This is not good. Emma, please help me. Did you know who his wife was? It's Joan Conway.
Amy. I don't know what to say.
Please, Emma, why didn't you tell me he was married to John Conway? If I had known it was Joan Conway, I would never have even thought twice about sleeping with him. Even if I had this crush on him.
How was I supposed to warn you? I just found out last week myself.
Seriously? Anyways, what the hell am I supposed to do now? This isn't good. How the heck did I get myself into this mess?
Yeah, certainly does not look good. You don't want Joan Conway against you. Everyone knows Joan. Her father is none other than Richard Conway. He owns 80% of this town. Everything from real estate to small business, banks, you name it. And Joan is not just his daughter, but also helps run her father's business. If I'm not mistaken, weren't your parents working at one of their factories, Conway Manufacturing, wasn't it?
Yeah, my brother works there too.
I see. I warned you about this, Amy.
Please, Emma, you got to help me. If I don't do something, we'll all get fired and end up homeless. There must be something we can do.
Amy, I'm going to have to stop you right there. Why ask me for help? What have I got to do with any of this? I tried to stop you.
Huh? But you're my friend and...
Hold it a sec. Before you say anything more, on the day of your wedding, you meet an old crush who turns out to be my ex that I haven't seen in 3 years. The next day you're set to leave on your honeymoon, you ditch that, then you shack up in a hotel with the guy. What's more, you knew that he was my ex-husband, but you ignored all of that and went on your merry way. All that and you still want me to help you? Seriously? Who would help such a person?
Yeah, but it was all just a big mistake. I had no idea he was married and that he was married too. You know.
Are you serious, Amy? Really? Sure. You didn't know he was married, but your actions before the fact was despicable to say the least. What I really want to do is cut ties with you completely. Being friends? No, I don't think so.
Come on, Emma. Please, don't be like that. It was an innocent mistake. I had no idea he was married. Hey, Emma. Are you there? You didn't move out, did you? You received the wedding invitation, no problem, so I figured you still lived here. We moved to an apartment downtown. I figured you were still here.
Yeah, well, it's only been about 2 months since I moved here. It was after I received the wedding invitation.
Huh? Why'd you move out?
My brother got married and invited my folks to live with them, so they sold the house. As for me, I moved out about 2 months ago because I got transferred to another branch.
You got transferred? Why didn't you tell me?
I was going to tell everyone after the wedding at the reception. I had the new address and all. Figured everyone would be there. We all know what happened after that. You put an end to that. The reception was canceled, and I ended up not getting a chance to tell anyone. Now whose fault is that?
Well, you could have just told me later. Sent me a text message or something.
To tell you the truth, I was really dismayed by your behavior. I didn't want to tell you. I'm sorry.
Huh? But...
And so why ask about me moving now?
Yeah. Our whole family lost their jobs, and we all had to move to the country. To my grandparents' place. Well, I mean, except for me. I was told I was no longer welcome. That I was not a part of the family anymore. I had nowhere to go. No one to turn to. So I thought you would put me up for a while? What do you say?
You're not serious. I thought I told you we were no longer friends. You do remember that, don't you?
Yeah, but I thought you were just kidding around.
Well, I wasn't kidding. Not one bit. I was even going to block this line connection. I figured you'd try to contact me.
Please, you're not serious. Please don't do that, Emma. I had to go into debt to pay off the wedding fee, the canceled honeymoon, compensation to Terry. I'm really in deep shit. Please, you can't abandon me. Emma, we've been friends since kindergarten. I'm trying to pay off the debt, but I can't find a job. I'm sure Miss Conway is behind it, no doubt. Nobody will hire me. I'm back against the wall here. I need an old friend to support me. Please, Emma!
Like I keep asking, why me? You blew the whole thing up because you wanted Brad so badly. Work it out with him, would you? I have nothing to do with any of this.
I can't contact Brad. He's nowhere to be found. I keep calling him, but he won't answer. And I can't very well barge into the Conway residence now, can I? I heard he paid the Conways off and got a divorce and just disappeared.
Yeah, not my problem.
You're the only person I can rely on.
No. That's where you're wrong, Amy. I'm the worst person you want help from.
Huh?
Although it was a mistake, you did attempt to steal my husband from me. If I was married, you probably would have done it anyway, am I right? I had divorced him years ago, but still, I never thought my childhood friend would do such a thing to me. Do you really think I would help such a person?
Please, Emma, don't be like that. Forgive me. Nothing happened. You guys were divorced. You can't hold that against me forever. So, come on, let bygones be bygones. What do you say?
I give up. No matter what I say, you'll just twist it around to suit you. This is getting really tiring.
Huh? Come on.
I suppose it's the perfect time to block you for good.
Please, Emma, don't!
Goodbye, Amy. Have a good life. I later learned that her whole family cut ties with her, along with the rest of her relatives. They wanted nothing to do with her. I cut ties with her too, but she still wanted help. She just never learns. My brother told me that behind my back, Amy always complained that I was such a bore and no fun. He said it was a good opportunity to just cut all ties with her. Nothing good would come of continuing the relationship. As for Amy, she was completely shunned from the community thanks to the pressure exerted by Miss Conway, who, as we all know, practically runs the entire town. Eventually, she had no choice but to leave town and find work elsewhere. I heard from Terry, Amy's short-lived husband. He told me that she sent him all these long-winded sob stories constantly, but got tired of reading her drivel. He eventually blocked her. Apparently, she complained of the hardships she had to endure, working late at various clubs, catering to rich old men. He said he got rid of his old smartphone and finally rid himself of Amy forever.
Hey, Derek. How you feeling? I heard the surgery went okay. Everything okay?
Yeah. Hey, Miranda. Yeah. I just woke up about 2 hours ago. The doctor explained everything a while ago. Now I'm just sitting bored out of my wits.
Sorry I wasn't there to be by your side. Must have felt a little neglected. I was a bit busy, and besides, I just couldn't walk into a hospital under the circumstances.
Don't worry about it. I'm fine.
So, what happened? How's it going to go from here? I called the doctor, but he wouldn't tell me a thing. Will you be able to walk okay after a little bit of therapy?
Yeah, about that. There was some explanation before the surgery. Apparently, the leg is irreparable. He said I would probably be wheelchair-bound for the rest of my life.
No way. That can't be right.
The doctor said all my nerves and stuff are shot. No chance of them working again. I remember the front seat of the car. It was flat as a pancake. You know what? I was ready for it. I mean, emotionally, I kind of knew I would never walk again. But gotta be honest, reality hurts.
So, what happens now? How are you going to live?
Well, not like I used to, for sure. Gotta change my ways, I guess. Probably I have to fix up the house. Need to make it barrier-free. Ramps, handles, that kind of stuff. Probably have to do major work on the bathroom and shower stall, too. Probably won't be able to drive a car anymore. I was in sales, so probably won't be able to continue working. Not this job, at least. Hopefully the company will keep me on in one shape or another. So I don't think I have to worry about losing my job. But all that experience I gained, it won't be any good to me anymore. The doc will probably explain everything to you about living at home and all. I hate to say this, but this may be hard on you going forward, Miranda.
I'm sorry. I can't do this. Yeah, this is not me. I can't do this.
Excuse me?
I said I can't. I could never do that. I mean, nursing stuff? Taking care of handicapped people? I'm sorry. I don't want to say this, but I can't. I want a divorce.
Wait a sec. Excuse me? Divorce? Are you serious?
That's the only option. I just can't do this. I can't nurse a handicapped guy. I'm sorry. Do you think I could change your bedpan? We're the same age. Oh, no way I could do that. Sorry. Oh, and to think I would have to do it for the rest of my life? For years? No, never. This is not happening. Ugh, just thinking about it makes me sick.
Am I hearing you correctly? What the hell do you mean?
And about your job, can you really continue in the condition? They may keep you on for a while, but you never know. They may fire you after a while. What are you going to do then? Just live off your folks? And you really think you can find a new job? Like that? Do you realize how much it would cost for your therapy? And renovating the house alone will cost a fortune. No way I'm giving up my life. No, future. Just being poor. I'm still young, for crying out loud.
Come on, Miranda. Calm down, would you? I can certainly understand you panicking about this whole thing, but Why do you have to be so negative about it all? I'm the victim here. I shouldn't be the one that's depressed.
Anyway, I have no intention of babysitting you forever. I'm going to fill out the divorce papers, so I'll leave it on the kitchen table. When you get home, sign it and submit it ASAP, okay? I won't be there. Don't come looking for me either.
Hold it a second, Miranda! You can't just decide to get divorced, just like that!
I've already made up my mind, so please, let's just get this over with. And get your folks or friends or whatever to get you home, would you? I can't do it. That's it for me. Goodbye. Hey, Derek! I said hi to you today. Why did you ignore me? I went out of my way to say hello to you, for Pete's sake.
Oh, was that you, Miranda? I had no idea it was you. You've changed.
Yeah, well, I recognized you right away. I spotted this little guy sitting there with a bunch of other businessmen in suits. I took a closer look, and there you were, sitting in your wheelchair. Well, it's been 3 years. Have you gotten used to moving around in your wheelchair?
Yeah, I've gotten pretty good at it. Don't need much help to get around, which is great. How about you, Miranda? You look, your clothes and makeup, sort of flashier than I remember, and your tummy looked kind of big. Did you get remarried?
No, we're not married yet, but we've been living together for the past year or so. We plan to officially tie the knot after the baby is born.
Yeah? Well, congratulations.
I'm really happy now. Nice guy, baby on the way. Oh, boy. Did I make the right decision? I can't imagine what my life would be like if I hadn't divorced you. Being in that wheelchair and all, I bet you're doing some sort of filing work, right? To be honest, you look totally out of place among those businessmen. In contrast to you, my guy, you know how much he makes? He's got an annual salary of over $1 million. You would never measure up to him.
What the hell is this? Did you contact me just to treat me with contempt? If that's the case, goodbye.
Come on, Derek. Just kidding around. I wouldn't do that. I just wanted to share some of our joy and happiness with you, that's all. You wouldn't believe my future husband. He's a real catch. He works at Conrad Industries. I'm sure you've heard of the...
You mean Conrad Corporation?
Yeah, that huge multinational corporation. Anybody working in business knows this company. It's a huge company. If you're looking for work, I could ask my guy. I'm sure he'll find something for you. Oh, he could probably get you a job doing some kind of desk work. It's a big company. I'm sure there's something for you. I mean, truth be told, they have to hire certain types of people. You know what I mean? Just ask for Andrew Sutton at the HR department at Conrad Corporation. They might find you something. You never know. You may be of use to them. Image-wise.
Hold on a second. Did you say Andrew Sutton? Is he your boyfriend? This Andrew Sutton?
What? Do you know him or something? Oh, I can't believe this. I didn't realize he was so famous around here.
Yeah, he's one of our lower-ranking employees.
Excuse me? What do you mean by that? Lower-ranking employee?
You said his name was Andrew, right? Sutton? Yeah, I know him. Pretty well, as a matter of fact. He just got recruited and is currently working under me at my company.
Wait. What? What are you talking about? What is this about your company?
Yeah, it's a long story, but you know my last job? There was no place for me there, so I quit. After that, I joined my uncle's company. My uncle's single, so he was looking for someone to take over the company. To make a long story short, he heard I quit and asked me to take over for him as president of the company. That company is, well, Conrad Corporation.
No way. You're making all this up to get back at me, aren't you? What? Are you telling me you're the CEO of Conrad Corporation?
Yeah, well, it's only been a couple of years, and I'm still learning the ropes. Oh yeah, this guy, Andrew Sutton, I know him well. We just recruited him this year. But I hate to say this, but I really don't hear anything positive about his performance so far. On the first day of work, he arrived 3 hours late. He would say he was going out to meet with a client, but actually, he was at some club having fun with some girls. Obviously, with an attitude like that, well, work performance suffers and... how should I put this? Gets pretty crappy. I really don't understand why HR even hired the guy. Well, he hasn't been here long. Still in the trial period. Probably end with that.
Wait a second. Let me get this straight. You said he got recruited this year, right? He said he's been at the company for like 10 years. He said everyone looks up to him, that he's really busy with clients. Getting new clients all the time. One of your top salespeople. He said he's in line to become vice president. He wears really nice clothes. And I mean, that Rolex.
Oh my god, you fell for that?! That's all BS. And him making $1 million a year? Come on, Miranda. You know that's a bunch of horse crap. He's only been receiving an average salary for about 3 months now. You really think a guy who only started working a few months ago would be making $1 million a year? That's just downright crazy!
But that's what he told me. He was, like, dressed and...
I'm sure he uses that trick on every woman he sees. Anybody can dress up nicely and wear a Rolex. Sure it wasn't a Swatch? As a matter of fact, I saw him the other day. That suit and that leather briefcase he carries around, those were obvious Chinese knockoffs. He seems pretty proud of them, though, showing them off to the office girls. But they were all laughing behind his back.
No way. This is not happening. Was I conned by this guy? I have this child. What am I going to do?
Oh, that reminds me. About your folks. Now that you're back, really wish you would pay them back. Your folks still seem to be having a hard time, you know?
Huh? What are you talking about? What about my parents? Pay them back for what?
The settlement for that crash you caused, and the money for the divorce. Nobody could get in touch with you after you signed those divorce papers and disappeared. You just withdrew all the money from your account, some of which your folks saved for you, and took off on some trip to God knows where. You were just gone. Nobody knew where you were. So, your parents paid for everything. The settlement for the accident, and compensation for the divorce, which you initiated.
Excuse me? Wait, what? Why the hell did you go and do that?
Go and do what? It's my right. You had no job. How could you even pay? All I did was have them pay me on your behalf. Your parents were very apologetic. They were grief-stricken by the whole thing and paid up in full. The total came to $1.5 million.
Excuse me? 1.5... What? Are you nuts?
Yeah. Rehabilitation and therapy, renovating the house, the settlement. They put their home up for sale and any other assets they had. They even dipped into their retirement savings to pay it all off. I heard they're living in a small apartment downtown. Apparently, they're both working to pay off your debt. They said they had no choice but to try and save enough for retirement.
How could you? How could you do that to my parents? Ugh, I can't believe this!
Well, it's because you ran away. You dumped me, you put me in this wheelchair, you refused to nurse me back to health, and just took off. That's why. Do you really think that I wanted that? I wanted to stay married to you. I thought you would have a little remorse. I was a little reluctant to have them pay, but they were adamant about paying. They said they would make you pay them back when you returned home. They said they already sold the house and all the assets they had. I was in trouble too, as you can imagine. I couldn't walk. I needed rehabilitation. It's not cheap, you know. So they offered the settlement, and I took it. It's all your fault that your folks are suffering. Think long and hard about that.
But I was only...
Your folks were in tears. They were furious that you took off. Leaving the whole mess to them, they apologized profusely for what their daughter did. I really felt sorry for them. You really should go and see them. You simply disappeared without even apologizing. You better see them and start paying them back. I hate seeing them like that. It breaks my heart.
How am I supposed to pay that back? It's not something I can pay back in a few months. Besides, I'm broke. I don't have that kind of money.
Well, you said you're going to marry Andy. I can call him Andy, right? Have him pay for it. He makes $1 million annually, right? You could pay it back in like 4 or 5 years, right?
That's impossible! Are you crazy? Besides, all he said was total BS. How can I marry a lying schmuck like that?
But if you don't marry him, what are you going to do with the kid? By the looks of it, you don't have long.
What the hell am I going to do? Hey, Derek, could you... I mean, you haven't remarried or anything yet, right? You know, maybe we can... What I mean is...
Come on, Miranda. Don't tell me you want you and me to be, like, married again. I hope you're not saying that. Sorry to say this, but I have no intention of getting back together with someone who betrayed me. And I really don't want to bring up some other guy's kid. Especially this guy.
Please, I apologize for what I did. I'll do anything, so please, think it over. I'll take care of you, Derek. I'll be your nurse, please.
No thanks. I really don't need your condolences. As for nursing, I have a professional assistant doing that. So yeah, no thanks. It's not me you should be apologizing to, it's your parents. The divorce has already gone through, and the accident settlement is over with. I have nothing to do with you anymore. We're complete strangers. You guys figure the rest out, and good luck with that.
Please, Derek, wait.
I want nothing to do with you, so don't ever contact me with your BS again. I better go. I have work tomorrow. Good night. I heard later that she really laid into Andy after that. He confessed that all he said was one big lie, that he made the whole thing up. And the nice, spacious apartment they were living at? It turned out it wasn't his, just a monthly rental. Apparently, they argued all night, and after they both fell asleep, he escaped and disappeared. It seems he took all the cash they had and terminated the lease on the apartment. Miranda was left dumbstruck, not knowing what hit her. She had nowhere else to go but to her parents' tiny apartment. After she had the baby, she started working various part-time jobs in order to pay her folks back and to bring up her child. As for Andy, he kept taking time off without permission and eventually got fired. Miranda's child was eventually adopted by a relative and seems to be growing up just fine. If only she had ignored me when we met that time. Maybe she would have enjoyed herself a little longer. You never know. Maybe things would have worked out for her? She had to go out of her way to chide me, which led to her demise. Well, I hope she comes to her senses and lives a respectable life. Maybe she'll get her kid back someday. Me, you ask? Well, I still have a lot to learn. Running a huge company is no easy task. But my uncle has given me the stamp of approval, so I don't plan to let him down anytime soon.